Hey guys, so the assignment that I have put up for you guys for Thursday will also be your assignment on Monday and Tuesday of next week, but you're going to look at different scenarios. So for Thursday, your scenario is heat emergency. So you're going to be producing an action plan for how we would want to respond in a heat emergency. So um, up on Google Classroom is the things that need to be included. I just wanted to show you an example of one that I made, so it made a little bit more sense. I've just made the example of the heat one to give you kind of a head start and a jump start into this assignment. For cold weather and lightning strikes, those ones you'll have to do without an example. Okay, so the three sort of major components that are in the grading rubric or the assignment is that you have to kind of talk about what's going to trigger like the protocol, because if it's 70 degrees out, we're not going to go ahead and get everything ready for somebody potentially to have a heat stroke, because it's just extremely unlikely that's going to happen. Okay, so for me, this is what I wrote. I wrote head coaches, athletic trainers, always responsible for protecting their athletes from heat emergencies. The following protocol must be enacted by the head coach if the weather forecast shows temperature or heat index number of 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's what's triggering us to go through and prepare all these things. And I explained who is the person who is responsible for doing that. Okay, you could also have selected the athletic trainer, the athletic director, school principal, I guess, as well. Okay, so that's what triggers the protocol. The protocol is this below, which is basically equipment and responsibilities. So, what are the athlete's responsibilities? What's the coach's responsibilities? And what specific equipment needs to be brought? Okay, so athlete responsibilities I put as fully hydrate before event and listed out what that actually means. So 10 ounces, 20 minutes before competition. They need to bring filled water bottles and put on sunscreen if it's outside. So those relatively straightforward. For the head coach, bring replacement ice water, listed out 5 gallons. Bring shade if outdoors. So I could have specified, in terms of pop-up, tent, an easy up, whatever it is, but provide some shade. Medical ice pre-bagged for active cooling. A soaking tub available at the treatment room for submersion and active cooling. 2 24-ounce bottles of slat water. That should be salt water. In fact, let's change that. Okay. Or crab juice, as Mr. Park likes to call it. Then other responsibilities would be to remove any athlete from competition if showing signs of heat exhaustion, and then also to bring forward an athlete information cards. Okay, so that's all kind of like the prep stuff that needs to be done if we are over 95 degrees. Then the last bit is what would we, or when would we consider canceling an event? What would the scenario be? So I put event should be cancelled if temperature or heat index exceeds 105, or play should be suspended if we have multiple athletes showing sign of heat exhaustion. I decided to go with multiple because a single one could be accentuated by the individual, what is the word I'm looking for? The situation of the individual athlete. Perhaps they were already sick, they had a temperature, they're more susceptible for it. But if you go showing multiple athletes who are struggling with heat exhaustion, then that would be a reason to cancel. Okay, so that's everything that needs to be included. Like I said, this is an example, so you can look at it and yours might be very similar. This took me about 45 minutes to put together. I think it looks reasonably good, but you guys can be a little bit more creative than me. All right, that's it.